Around here, we're always in need of new content to binge after a long day, and it's also the perfect cozy weather for staying in and watching a movie. Here to give us some recommendations to add to our watch list is the Vice President of the Seattle Film Critics Society, Chase Hutchinson. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
It is perfect, like season-wise, to sit and cozy up, watch a movie. Tell us about you and what you do.
So I'm a local film critic, and me and my colleagues in the Seattle Film Critics Society regularly review movies, but also have been working to get more involved with the local community of filmmakers, making exciting work here and putting on screenings, talking about them with lovely folks like you, and just trying to spread the word as much as we can.
Ooh, okay, well, I'm excited to hear your little movie review roundup today. We're starting with your first one, Train Dreams. What can you tell me about this?
So Train Dreams is one of the most beautiful movies shot in the state ever. I know that's starting off with a big claim, but once you have seen this movie, it changes you. It's based on the Dennis Johnson novella, directed by Clint Bentley, starring Joel Edgerton, who was in Boys in the Boat from a couple years back. But this movie is actually shot here, and it captures the state with such a gorgeous eye. It is like Terrence Malick has put his camera on the state, and it is about a man growing and changing as America leaves him behind as a day laborer in the Pacific Northwest, and it's a really remarkable work.
Oh my gosh, the cinematography, like you're saying, is incredible, and it really is such a beautiful ode to Washington State. And we love that it was actually filmed here.
Yes.
So that's great. Number two, Twinless.
So Twinless I have to be a little bit coy about. It is written, directed, and starring James Sweeney alongside heartthrob Dylan O'Brien, for those people that are interested in that. It's about two guys that meet up after a loss. There has been a significant pain in both their lives, and they begin hanging out together. They begin growing closer, and then something turns on its head. What that is, I cannot say, but to me, it is about the transformative power of the Seattle Kraken, because two of the significant scenes in the movie take place there, and they capture this like really remarkable moment of everyone cheering and being excited, but our two bros sad in their chairs. And I will leave it up to the film as to why that is, but it's a remarkably acted, written, directed movie that will keep you on your toes.
Okay, that's such a tease. You can't really give a lot away with that one. Okay.
It would ruin a bit of the fun, but I'll say that not everything is what it seems in how they meet. That's what I'll say.
Okay, I like that. Third on the list, To Kill a Wolf.
So this is one of the more underrated movies of the year. It's the directorial debut of a Washington filmmaker, Kelsey Taylor. And it is a modern reimagining of Little Red Riding Hood, where it's about a woodsman living in the woods and then a younger woman who stumbles into the forest, and he rescues her and saves her and is going to take her home, but home is not a safe place for her. Home is not a place that she can be herself. And it is about kind of unpacking that. It's a very understated drama. It's a very painful drama, but it's a deeply felt drama. It's also remarkably well shot in the region. It captures kind of the spooky feeling of the woods, but also the magic of it too at the same time. And I would say it's one of those movies that if you haven't seen it or haven't heard people talking about it, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to say there are movies being shot here by first-time filmmakers that could be the next person you're wanting to see everything they ever make. And I would say this is definitely an example of that.
Ooh, okay, exciting. Fourth on your list, WTO/99.
So this is our documentary. We have a couple, but this is about the WTO protests that took place in Seattle, as the title suggests. It's directed by Ian Bell and is an entirely archival documentary, meaning it is relying on old footage, news broadcasts, amateur people just going around capturing what was happening. And it is, in my mind, the most essential portrait of this period of time. It is not just about the day by day of what happened, but about what it meant, what it represents, how it was leading to this big turning point for the city, for the state, for the country, and how that didn't come to pass. And it's a very unique snapshot of a moment in time that is really timeless. It was recognized by the Critics' Choice Awards as one of the best archival documentaries of the year. And it's an essential film to see if you've lived in Seattle or have any interest about its history and its relevance to now.
Beautiful. And last on your list, Not One Drop of Blood.
So this is another documentary, and it is about a mysterious series of cattle mutilations that were happening in the Pacific Northwest, bringing it down a little bit.
Yeah.
And it kind of surprising everyone how they would be discovered. There'd be no blood. There would be no sort of evidence of who did this, why it was happening.
Seeing that.
But it becomes much more than that. It's not just about piecing together in a true crime way what happened, but about how this has an impact on people. Who are the types of people living in these communities where something like this happens? How does this reflect what their day-to-day lives are like? It zooms out in a way to create a portrait of community, of isolation in a way that is really, really striking. And I know it's a bit of a heavy note to end on, but I think it's another really, really essential work that is worth checking out.
Oh, definitely. You have events throughout November. What are other ones coming up?
So those are our big ones. We have Train Dreams that I started out with, which is showing Wednesday at the SIFF Cinema downtown. And even though this is a Netflix movie and they have big awards for the Oscars this year, this is their best one and is definitely worth seeing on the screen if you can. It's going to be kind of magical. And then later at the SIFF Film Center, we show all the other films in later November. We're going to have filmmakers coming to do Q&As, talk about their work, local filmmakers who are doing really exciting things and are really worth supporting and coming to check out, especially because of how relevant and how grounded it is in the state.
Before we leave, because you are who you are, what is your favorite movie of all time, if you had to pick?
This is like the letterbox question, and it's always an incredibly painful one. I'll say my favorite film of this year.
Okay.
It was this film called April. And it's really hard to track down now, and I'm hoping it can come out soon, but it played at SIFF, and it's this Georgian drama, The Country, Not the State. And it's about this woman working in a medical environment where she comes under immense scrutiny for performing abortions in the community. And it's a portrait in courage, it's about isolation, it's about real connection to work and helping people. It's incredibly shot, it's really haunting work. That's the big movie of the year that I would say if you haven't seen that, try and find a way to do so however you can.
We're going to check it out. Thank you for being here.